In this lesson, I'm going to talk about how to find the sum of an infinite geometric series. To do that, let's recall the sum of n terms of geometric sequence is Sn is equal to u1, 1 minus r to the power of n over 1 minus r. Now, there are two formulas. So this one, or Sn is equal to u1 r to the power of n minus 1 over r minus 1. This one we use when r is less than 1, and this one we use when r is greater than 1. So to find the sum of an infinite geometric series, the notation which we use for sum to infinity of geometric sequence is S infinity, and that's what we are trying to find here. Now, first of all, what if I have a function, let's say y1 is equal to 2 to the power of x, and then x approaches to infinity, x approaches to a very, very large number, for example, 10, 20, 30, and so on, then what will happen to the value of y1? So y1, if I use my calculator to show you, so if you have y1 here, and if I enter 2 to the power of x here, so y1 is equal to 2 to the power of x, and if I go to second window, I can start my table at 10, and then delta table is 10, and then if I press on second graph, I can see the values are getting bigger and bigger. So 1.3 for 110, when x is 110, the value is 1.3 E33. So when x is 110, the value for this y1 is equal to 1.3 E33 is a calculator notation, which means 1.3 into 10 to the power of 33. When the number is very large, we use scientific notations to express that number, but you can see the number is very, very large. Okay, so which means when x approaches to, this is the symbol which we use for approaches to infinity, like very large, then y1 will also approach to infinity. Now I can change this to, let me change this to, let's say, negative 2 to the power of x. And then I can do exactly the same thing again. So pressing in y1, and for negative number, you have to use this key. So this is negative 2 to the power of x. And then I can also do the same thing, second table. And from there again, I can see that the number is increasing, becoming very, very large. Now, what if we have y1 is equal to 1 over 2 to the power of x? And in that case, if I will enter this again, so I can do 1 divided by 2 to the power of x. And then again, second table set, my table is starting from 10. So I don't have to change anything, or you can do 100, whatever you want to. So second graph. And then I can see the number is becoming smaller and smaller. So for example, when x is equal to 110, my y1 in this case is 8e and then negative 34. Again, e is the calculator notation, so 8 times 10 to the power of negative 34, which is going to be again, it is a very, very small number. So 8 times 10 to the power of negative 34. Now I can also see when y1 is negative 1 over 2 to the power of x. So we can also do with negative. So if I do with negative, so this is negative half or 1.5 to the power of x. And then again using second and table, you can see that, okay, so we need to do second and table, we don't want the graph. So second and graph, then you can see again the values are becoming smaller and smaller, which means if you have, so the values which actually I chose here was that here, and this is 2, because if I substitute x is 1, so this is 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Yeah, and so on. So this is the general rule for this geometric progression. So which means if the common ratio is greater than 1, then the series, we say that if common ratio is greater than 1, because each value of y1 keep on increasing, then we say that series is divergent. So it's becoming bigger and bigger. So we say that series is divergent when r is greater than 1, which means we are not going to look at this formula at all for sum of an infinite geometric series. Now here in this case, the value keep on decreasing and it will give us a sum. So the example of this will be if I take 1 over 2x, so that's going to be starting from x is equal to 1, 1 over 2, and then 1 over 4, then 1 over 8, 1 over 16. So we will get that thing. And in this case, we say series is convergent. And we also look at when r was negative half, the same thing was happening. So then we are going to work with this formula first of all. And we also need to mention one more thing. So first of all, I'm going to work with this formula 1 minus Rn over 1 minus r, because the series when r is greater than 1, the series diverges, and when r is less than 1, series converges. But here the series actually converges when absolute value of r is less than 1. Now, what is absolute value of r is less than 1 means? You can again, do the same, use the same approach which I was showing you, like choose the values and then see that when the series is diverges and when series is converges. Diverges means when it's keep on becoming very, very large, and converges means when it's getting smaller and smaller. So absolute value of r is less than 1. The another way of writing this is when r is between -1 and 1. So if you choose any value between this, then the series converges. This is quite an important thing to remember. So make sure that when the series converges, then and only then we can find, the sum of an infinite GP. Okay, so now the question is, what will be the formula in this case? So again, we are dealing with when r absolute value of r is less than 1 and the series converges. So the formula here is this, but we know that when r takes values between -1 and 1, for example here, so r cannot be 0. So you can see here half, which we already said, or -half, or any other value. Then what happens to r to the power of n, that as n approaches to infinity, Rn will approach to 0. Okay, which means S infinity will become U1, 1 minus R. This will become negligible. And we can ignore this one because this will be 0.00000 something, very, very small number. So sum to infinity will become U1 divided by 1 minus R. So this is the formula, but remember, the series converges and we can find the sum to infinity only when absolute value of r is less than 1 or r is between -1 to 1. So I'm going to do one example here. And so the example which I'm doing here is when you have to express 0.7 bar as a rational number. So how would you do that? How would you represent this as a rational number? There are different ways of doing it. The one way which you might know in your previous classes is, so you can express this as x and 0.7777 and so on. And then because it's infinite and you can see the pattern, 7 is the digit which is repeating, so which means only one digit is repeating. I can multiply whole thing by 10, so I got 7.7777. And now infinity, we can't say how big or how small is infinity. So even though I had 1 7 moved from the right hand side of the decimal to the left hand side of the decimal, I will still have infinite 7s. And then when I subtract them, the x from 10x, I get 9x, and then this is going to be 9x is going to be equal to 7 and x is equal to 7.000, so 7 over 9. So this is one way of doing it. Now I can also use because it's an infinite one, so I can also use sum to infinity sum to infinity to show that that x is 7 divided by 9 here. So I start with 0.7777, which I can express as, so maybe I can write this as 0.7 plus 0.77, 0.777, 0.7777, and so on. So this is 7 over 10. This will become, this is going to be 0.7 and 0.07, sorry. Okay, so this becomes 7 over 100. This becomes 7 over 1000. This becomes so on, okay? Now here, you can see this one is a GP, and the common ratio is 1 over 10, which is in negative 1 to 1, which means this series is convergent, and we can find the sum to infinity. So x can be found as s infinity, which is u1 over 1 minus r. So 7 over 10, 1 minus 1 over 10. u1 is 7 over 10. So you got u1, which is 7 over 10, and r, which is 1 over 10. So 7 over 10 divided by 9 over 10. 10 and 10 get cancelled. So you got 7 over 9. So same thing here, okay? I'm going to do one more example here. So you have to find the sum of 18 plus 12 plus 8 plus 16 over 3. Okay, you have to find the sum to infinity. Again, before we start, we need to see if it's a GP or not. So for geometric progression, 12 divided by 18, 8 divided by 12, 16 by 3 divided by 8 should give you the common ratio. So in this case, 2 by 3, this is 2 divided by 3. This is 16 over 3 into 8 over 1. So that's also 2 divided by 3. So the common ratio is 2 over 3. Again, r is between negative 1 to 1, which means the series converges. And we can find s infinity, which is u1 over 1 minus r. So u1 is 18, r is 2 over 3, so 1 minus 2/3, 18 over 1/3, which is 54. So that will be the sum of infinity here, 54. Okay, I'm going to do one more with summation notation so that you can understand how to do that question here. So the next question is, you have to find the sum k 1 to infinity 3 divided by 4 to the power of k. Okay, now first thing you can do is you can expand this, you know how to work with summation notations. So which means we have this as infinite, let's see GP or not, infinite series, and the first term is when you substitute k is 1, so 3 over 4, then 3 over 16, and 3 over 64, and so on. So it keep on going. So this is the series, and you have to find the sum of that. Now here you can see this is GP, and the common ratio is 1 over 4. So I'm not going to show it. You can do yourself. And then sum to infinity is u1 over 1 minus r, because here we got r between, or same thing, between negative 1 and 1. So u1 is 3 over 4. So you will get 3 divided by 4, 1 minus 1 over 4. So 3 divided by 4 divided by 1 over 4. So s infinity is 3. That's it for this lesson.